Hi, everybody. I think we're live. My name is Jem. If it's your first time joining us, then welcome. Or if you're joining us again, then welcome back. We are the Mystic Mages. I am waiting for my other half, my better half, to join us on the video right now. But I just want to say welcome to everybody. It's 4/4. We are embarking on this new moon in Aries, so we're really excited to talk to you guys about what's going on in the energy forecast and what we have to look forward to. So we're going to pull some cards tonight. We're going to talk about some crystals that are going to really help out for the new moon, and we've got some other fun stuff in store for you. So just bear with me for a second, guys, while I try to bring Merry in here with us. Try to get her on camera. Just coming back. You'll have to bear with me, guys. I'm a little under the weather. I'm way better than I was, but struggling a little bit with coughing and with a little bit of a sore throat right now. So Mary and I just got back from a beautiful trip with our girlfriends in Myrtle Beach, but unfortunately, one of our girlfriends' colds kind of circled its way through all of us. So definitely been a little bit under the weather. And there she is.
Hi.
How you doing, beautiful?
Good. How you doing, friend?
I'm good. I miss you so much already. I was just telling
I know.
you, had a beautiful time in Myrtle Beach.
We really did have a great time. We didn't do anything that crazy or really everyone's like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "Well, we hung out, but it was just nice to hang out and not actually do something for once." So it was wonderful to spend that time together and kind of recharge a little bit. I think we all need that in this current energy.
Absolutely, I think so too. And I see a few people have joined in. So hi everybody. Hi Allie. Hi Rory.
Hi.
Thanks for joining in tonight, ladies. So how are you, my love? How's being back in Colorado?
I'm doing good. Did I hear that you're not feeling well? No.
I mean, I'm way, way, way better than yesterday, but yeah, if I start to like lose my voice a little bit at any point, I like just got home from work and I was like hacking up a log on my drive home and I was like, no. So way better after yesterday. The flight totally like
Excellent.
screwed me up big time with this
It
cold
does, and
actually going on,
especially
but it's on its
there's
way out. So
good. When you fly, there's so many people and so much going on that it's just really hard sometimes to kind of handle that. So I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad that we could do this class. I'm sorry that we missed Tarot Tuesday, guys. It totally sucked, but Jem was flying and I was flying. It's just, it's not really cute to do tarot readings in the middle of the airport. People don't like that. So we decided to kind of not do
yeah,
that this time. But it's all right. So we're going to dive into our new moon party. Like you said, we're going to talk about the energy, talk about some things going on, pull some cards. I have some ways to set intentions. I pulled some books I thought people would enjoy. We just want to have a little bit of fun with you guys because we miss you and we want to talk to you. So if you're here, say hi, give us a thumbs up, let us know how you're doing, all that fun stuff. And I think we should dive in.
absolutely. So I'm really, really excited about this new moon. I always feel like the first new moon in Aries, Aries season, it's that beginning of the zodiac year. This is kind of like our new year. So I don't know. I mean, I think that everybody is kind of like feeling those stirrings of spring. So it's an exciting one. And, I love Aries. Aries is close to my heart. My dad's an Aries. My mom was an Aries.
Mhm.
I'm like surrounded by so many awesome Aries people in my life. I feel like all week I have been wishing people that I love happy birthday. And we're very new into April thus far. So I'm really excited about what we have to look forward to. I feel like this is the most influential new moon of the entire year. New moons are always about big changes, about new beginnings, about transitions. So I'm really looking forward to see what's in store for everybody. I know the new moon doesn't like officially start until kind of in the middle of the night tonight, but I also just love that like today is 4/4 and like, I don't know, we're numerology geeks, guys. So 4 is just a great number. It's the master healer. It's all about balance and rebirth through transitions and changes, which is just so appropriate as we like lead into this new moon energy. It's all about building that stability, building that like solid, secure foundation that's really going to create success and balance in our lives. And I feel like that's what this new moon is all about.
Absolutely. We are such numerology geeks, and I love just kind of diving into it because I think that really speaks a lot. We're in the fourth month of the year, and to me, exactly like you said, four always means stability. To me, I always just picture a square because obviously it just has four sides. And I think that just,
An
it's
elf
exactly,
of its genie.
no, that's a rectangle. That's not right. A square. But it's just all about kind of building that base. It's building that foundation that so many other things are kind of going to be built upon, especially with this new moon. You know, depending on where you are, it's either on 4/4 or 4/5. Really, here in the States, it's on 4/5. I think most people are kind of celebrating the new moon that day. And fives, as we know, is kind of about change. So, what foundation are you laying down the change for? You know, this is a new cycle. Like you said, a new moon, new year, new cycle. This is huge for us. This is finally like a time when a lot of the crap that we've been dealing with isn't there anymore. We don't have a lot of this kind of bullshit carrying us around. You know, in the past, we were trying to move forward and trying to set intentions. And I feel like the intentions were just like survive the next moon or survive the next retrograde or not kill someone. Those were kind of my intentions. And I think now I'm actually setting intentions like I want to own a home. And these are the things that these are my milestones. So sitting down a real foundation for something that's actually something that you really, really want and you've been striving for. And I feel like that's such the energy right now in the new moon. How are you guys? I see we have a few people on here. How are you guys feeling in this energy? Let us know in the comments so we can talk to you. But, you know, for us, it is about new moon. It's about that kind of foundation and it's really exciting. But let us know how you guys are doing over there.
Absolutely. I think it's interesting too with this moon too. It's like we're at 15 degrees Aries, we're square Saturn,
Hmm.
and we're kind of like moving into both like Saturn and Pluto are like meeting at that south node in your sign of Capricorn, my dear. And which is pretty interesting, I feel, because the south node is all about karma. It's all about like
Hmm.
karmic cycles, which I think is really appropriate and really relevant with this new moon. I feel like a lot of us have been in the process and are still, many of us in the process of closing out a lot of karmic cycles. And now as we're moving into this like fresh new like zodiac year, I feel like we're going to start seeing these like big changes happening really quickly. You know, Aries is that fiery, fast moving kind of energy. They are take charge. They are like motivated. They are driven. They are ready for all of these changes. But then we have that little bit of like Capricorn dynamic that makes us introspective. It makes us contemplative. So that way we're not being rash. We're not being impulsive. We're really thinking things through and we're thinking about the bigger picture of not only how we want our April to go, but how we really want the rest of 2019 to go and how it's going to really set the stage for the rest of our lives. You know, Aries is always this kind of like full speed ahead, like progress, movement. They're all about authenticity, leadership, identity, figuring out who they really are. But we also have this interesting dynamic of Uranus being in Taurus, which is kind of like pushing us out of our comfort zones a little bit. You know, like again, another earth sign that's kind of like pulling us right back down to earth.
Hmm.
And I think it's going to provide for us like a lot of teachable moments about ourselves and who we are. So just a lot of really interesting dynamics right now. I feel like Mars and Saturn are going to kind of like increase our intuition, increase our inner knowing. This is a lot about like getting to the core of figuring out who we are. And I think a lot of us have been there, but we're taking it a step deeper. So it might not feel as fast moving yet as some of us want it to. We're like, it's Aries season. Why isn't it happening now? But it's going to, you know, like we need this little bit of like pause for reflection. You know, Aries is confident, but we don't want to be cocky either, you know? So I feel like
Hmm.
it's really kind of a nice balance right now that we have these other earth signs to kind of pull us right back down to reality and plant our feet firmly back on the ground.
Absolutely, because the image just jumped into my mind is we've all been out drinking, probably both of us at some point, and one of us always like, you know, when you drink, you like to eat junk food. So Aries is definitely like, let's go get cheese fries and starts running down the boardwalk. That's who Aries is. But we have kind of like Allison said, Capricorns unite. We're strong, we're grounding. We're gonna hold on to you. Make sure you don't trip on your heels. Make sure all our friends are with us. That's the energy that's going on right now. We have this beautiful Aries energy. And I always think, and I think you kind of, you know, hinted to this and you feel the same way, warrior energy. Just that kind of like, let's kick some
Oh,
ass,
yeah.
let's do this. You know, a warrior doesn't sit and contemplate if what they're about to do is the right thing or how other people are going to be affected or, you know, they don't think about those things when they're charging into battle. They're just going headstrong. They're warriors. They're just getting things done. They're knocking it out. They're not really, you know, paying attention the way they should. And sometimes that energy can be a little bit crazy. I'm glad that everyone's feeling good in the comments. I can see that you guys are feeling good, you're feeling positive, and that's that really kick-ass energy going on. And then you have this nice little gentle earth signs that are saying, okay, but in reality, here's how we're going to get here. Keep you grounded a little bit. Lauren, that's really cool that you had some dreams about blood and rebirth, because that's such the season that we're going into, this spring, this rebirth, this newness coming out, you getting excited about what you're jumping into, and you're just going forward kind of headstrong. I love Aries too. Always kind of think too that Aries can be jocks sometimes. I don't know why. When I think like of Aries, I kind of sometimes can think of the jock side. And to me, that's the negative traits of Aries, where you're kind of like cocky and you're just kind of strutting your stuff and you maybe don't quite deserve it the way that you should. That's the negative side. And that's the traps you might see this month that we're staying away from. But when you have that kind of positive energy moving you forward, this month is going to be so kick ass. So many good things are coming.
So many good things are coming. So I feel like we have a lot to look forward to. I feel like we're all kind of figuring out what our wants and needs really are. We've been in the process of diving deep, but now that we like kind of have a really good idea, I feel like, I don't know about for you guys, but the last couple of days, with certain planets still being in Pisces, I was super, super emotional. Like since I have gotten back from Myrtle Beach, I have probably cried like I don't know how many times. And I am like not usually totally that person who's like a big crier. I'm Aquarius. I'm like detached and I'm like too cool to be emotional sometimes, but I have been emotional as fuck the last couple days. So I feel like certain things that I thought I understood, certain things that I thought I healed, they're definitely like coming back up for reflection. And again, we're out of Mercury retrograde, but we're still in its shadow period. So I feel like certain things, certain like waters that are maybe like a little bit murky that we've been navigating. Now there's certain things that we're like, oh wait, like I have to check back in with myself because I haven't fully healed that. So I don't know if you
Mhm.
guys are feeling that way. For the most part, I feel really great and I'm just like super excited and like, I don't know, energetic and enthusiastic, like feeling all those really like great Aries qualities. But there has been a little bit of that like Pisces emotional side that's been like lingering on for me. That's like sort of got its claws dug in there a little bit.
Just a little bit. And I was kind of wanting to connect and see what message I need to kind of bring today. So I was connecting to the angel, and the angel of the month is going to be Michael. So you guys know who that all is. It's the big, powerful angel Michael. And the message that really came out clear to me is while we're in this warrior, powerful energy, that there's really an inner child that's kind of showing us where to go with some things. And of course, you see that in the energy and we see it everywhere. But the inner child is really going to be three things happening this month, at least in my opinion. You're going to be healing traumas that your poor child's life has, imprints, traumas, those types of things. So you might be doing some healing during this moon. The other thing, and I'm just looking at my notes real fast. Oh, the other like kind of negative side could be that you're acting childish. And we can all be there sometimes, so don't worry. But there's kind of the pitfalls that you could be acting childish in this energy. So make sure that's not happening. But make sure that you're bringing in that brave energy as a child. A child doesn't leap before they think they're Superman. They just kind of jump off the side of the couch, and sometimes that means they knock out their front teeth. And then they do it again, and I don't understand. My 3-year-old self does not accept that. But there's this childlike energy going on too that is going to be a little emotional, and this energy is going to be brave, but this energy can also throw a temper tantrum. Allie, you know all about this with your kids. And just having young kids, they get so emotional that sometimes they're so invested that if it doesn't work out, they fall apart. And this happens to me often as well, but it's that kind of energy going on as well. So while there's so much good, make sure that you're kind of protecting yourself from the pitfalls of the inner child as well. Because if we can get through that and kind of heal those past traumas and heal some of those things that your inner child is still struggling with, I think you're going to blow it out of the water. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. And working with Archangel Michael, I mean, is just so powerful in so many ways. Like, he's
So,
definitely one of the angels that I connect with just on the reg, like one of my go-tos that I just feel super comfortable with. So, also a great angel to work with to just help you guys release? I mean, I know that the new moon is all about manifestations and what we really want to achieve, what we want to bring to fruition. But in order to create that energetic space to really manifest the things that we want to, we do have to create the space for it. We have to let certain things go. And Archangel Michael can really help you guys with that. He's got that sword of strength and truth that is just going to cut right through the bullshit. So if you
Mm-hmm.
guys feel there are certain things that you're being held down by, certain cords that maybe need to be cut to people, places, things, feelings, ideas, situations, behaviors, whatever is lower vibrational or sort of toxic in your life. A lot of us are coming to major, major realizations about things that
Mm-hmm.
just need to go, areas that we just need to trim the fat. And Archangel Michael can really help you guys to do that. He's always associated with that beautiful blue energy. So if you want to visualize that like beautiful blue light kind of filling you and surrounding you, if you want to picture his sword just kind of like cutting through, if you totally feel ties to certain people or certain situations that are holding you down, visualization is really powerful. Again, he's the color blue too, so that's always going to connect to our throat chakra as well too, guys. So this is a time. Aries is about being big and bold and about speaking their
Mm-hmm.
truth, being their authentic selves and not really being afraid of it, not hiding it. Again, we want to steer clear of some of the more negative sides. Like I always think the negative sides for Aries for me are always just like my angsty inner teenage self, like that like
Mm-hmm.
rebellious and like I think I'm really cool and I think I'm tougher than
Mm-hmm.
I really am, and maybe I'm gonna like do or say some shit that I probably shouldn't, and I'm gonna run my mouth and get
Yep.
myself into a little bit of trouble. That was totally me, like finding the
Mm-hmm.
girl mosh pit who was stupid enough to wear flip flops, and now I'm gonna go break her foot. I used to do stupid shit like that, guys. Guilty. So, like reel it in a little bit, like let's focus on the positive attributes and let's try to like transmute some of those lower vibrational things. And if
Right.
you are starting to feel angry or upset or whatever is triggering you, whatever it is that you need to process for healing, ask yourself why that is. Like those are the moments that you want to turn within. You don't want to act out in those moments. So often we want to find something to like pacify ourselves or to distract ourselves from whatever it is that we're
Mm-hmm.
feeling so that we don't have to actually deal with it. But those are the moments that we really want to look within and say, like, why does that piss me off so much? Like, why is whatever that person doing really getting to me for whatever reason? And usually it's because it reminds you of a shadow side of yourself that you're not really cool with. It's exactly
Mm-hmm.
fear, and
Yep.
fear and love can't exist in the same space, guys. Fear is ego. Ego is all up here. Ego is that like mindless chatter that gets into your head. It's anxiety, it's depression, it's, all of those lower vibrational feelings, that come up to the surface for us sometimes. And it's okay to feel those things. We need to feel those things. We're human,
Yes.
we are human at the end of the day. We are still souls that are in these bodies as vessels. We have to allow those feelings to come up for reflection and to really just allow them to be transmuted and let go of for healing. We've said this so many times, but if you keep running around in circles, dodging these lessons and not learning from them, the universe is going to continue to serve it up until you acknowledge it, until you learn from it. You're going to get the same thing. So when you hear somebody say, oh, I don't know why, I never have any luck with men, or I'm always broke, or like whatever things that like we just say out of habit. We bitch to our girlfriends, we want to vent, whatever it is, but we say these things. Like even one of our girlfriends that we went away with, she always says, I have the worst luck, I have the worst luck ever.
Yep.
And I'm always yelling at her to stop saying that because she's creating her own bad luck. She's perpetuating that. So, those are things that we want to reevaluate. That's the shadow kind of aspects that we need to reflect on during this new moon as well. So that way we can figure out how to correct those things so that we're able to actually manifest the things that we want to. So that way the intentions that we're setting are actually really going to be able to be brought to the surface. Like this is the time to kind of like embody that like magician energy, that sorceress, high priestess kind of energy. So this is all about manifestation, but we have to let go of certain things if we want those manifestations to come to fruition.
Absolutely. And I have a few journal prompts, and all you guys, I'll put it in like a separate post so that you don't have to now. But some of the journal prompts that can really help you through this new moon, I got three of them. So the first one is, how do I take action on what isn't working? So, especially right now, especially this energy, you're going to see a lot of things that aren't working anymore. It's just this situation isn't working, our routine isn't working, things aren't working. So, how can you take action to really find out what isn't working and how to fix that? So, that's one of the journal prompts that will really help you when you're feeling that kind of anxiety and you're feeling too much, just like Jen was talking about. You can jump into the kind of these journal prompts to help you work through them. The second is, what activities help me blow off steam? Because I think we all get worked up, we all get annoyed, we all have moments. And if you're not armed with the information of what you can do to let go of that energy, you're just going to be sitting in it. And no one wants to sit in their own crap. No one wants to sit in a dirty diaper. Like, you got to clean that out. So if you're really, getting into it and you're having a hard time, what can you do to blow off steam? Is it going for a walk with the dog? Is it eating cheese? Like, I don't know what it is for you, but whatever it is, like, write it down so you have some go-tos.
It's
And then the
eating
last
cheese
one, I think
for me.
it's always eating cheese. I know, I was just thinking about like how I eat cheese whenever I'm stressed. It's a good
We
one.
eat so much cheese in Myrtle Beach.
There's a downside.
Copious
You can have
amounts
too
of
much
cheese.
It helps. The denseness of the cheese helps with the energy. So if that's what you need, guys, go for it. And the last journal prompt is, where do I feel the most anxiety? Now, we use the word anxiety a lot, and we're not going to dive into it much, but really, anxiety is just kind of a trigger. It's a fear spot that you have. So where are you feeling fearful? If I sat down and was honest with myself, where do I feel the most anxiety? It's probably in my money department. It's usually love, money, or work. That's probably where it's going to sit for you guys. So if that's where it's sitting for you, talk it out a little bit. Talk it out in a journal, talk it out with a friend, but just write it out a little bit. Call in Archangel Michael to help you a little bit. Call in that Aries energy to help you just find out what's really bothering you so you can work through it. So I think those journal prompts really go back to what you were saying, Jem. Like, you got to move through this energy. You got to clear out some of this stuff so that you can bring love in. And I really love those. Leaving your relationship, it's a hard one. There's a lot connected to that. There's a lot of emotions connected with that. And there's a lot of peace and love that's connected to that as well, for yourself and for your next partner. So kind of work through some of that, right? I'll have these journal prompts, like I said, for you guys, but really reflect on them. And I think it will help you get rid of some of that shitty energy so that you guys can really lighten up a bit.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I was just reading what we have post here.
Yeah, me too. I'm just
Everyone's so
trying to
sweet.
catch
We
up
love
on
having
the
you guys
comments a little
on.
bit, guys. Sorry, there's a little bit of lag too. So let us know if you guys can hear us okay.
I think everyone's pretty good. So how do you guys kind of feel about what we're talking about so far? We're getting some great feedback from you guys, really jumping in about the energy. How's everyone feeling? Are you feeling confident? Where are you feeling triggered? Let us know so that we can kind of talk to you guys through some of this stuff. Because I guarantee pretty much everyone I ever talk to, it's money, work, or love. Those are really the 3 points everyone focuses on. And if you feel comfortable, put it in there. We can talk it out to you guys. Because next we're going to do some tarot pulls, which is going to be really, really fun, and some oracle pulls to kind of give you guys some insight on the guidance. And then we're going to go into intention setting. So we have a lot to go in our call still. I think I'm really just, I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but if you guys are in for it all, we got a lot of content tonight, so we'll be on all night.
Who needs sleep anyway?
Right. I know, you can never stop us talking. It's kind of bad. We've never been brief in our lives.
No, it's not really our strong suit. We're talkers. No. We're chatty catties. It's okay.
So Lauren, you're kind of going through some relationship stuff. I understand that. And so we'll talk a little bit of that. Jen's pulling a card right now, and then we'll kind of dive into that a little bit because there's a lot going on in the love energy, and we'll pull a card for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had 3 jump out at once, and it was like right as Lauren asked her question. So I mean, this can apply to everybody, but I feel like these cards are just meant for you, girl, honestly. So the first one that I have here is this 5 of Swords. So I mean, this is always just walking away from what's no longer serving us. You can see this guy, he can't really necessarily be trusted. He's trying to get away with things that he really shouldn't get away with. He's trying to take things that aren't his. trying to exert power, and guilt and, all of those lower vibrational kind of manipulative energies that we don't want. This is not a guy that we usually really want to be around. This is a guy that, he might be charming in certain ways and there might be certain things that are endearing, but, this is a guy that doesn't always necessarily have our best interest in mind. So I mean, this is a good time, and I mean, totally appropriate is just walking away from that shit. I mean, just walking away, knowing that there is just so much more serving you, so much better that just lies ahead. And this always signifies a spiritual journey of sorts as well, too. This is leaving some of those lower vibrational things behind, some of those codependent things behind, in search for the truth, in search for what's real, in search of just what's going to feed our soul, and just loving ourselves first. And, unfortunately, sometimes we just have to make those tough decisions in our lives, that there's, certain people that just have to go, and we can love them and leave them. We don't have to, hold on to these horrible feelings, and we don't have to hold on to the anger. We don't have to hold on to the pain. We can thank them for the lessons that they taught us, but it doesn't mean that we have to keep them as a part of our existence. So those are the people that we're going to love them and leave them. So you're doing the right thing. And as a result, I mean, come on, the 10 of Pentacles, like, you're going to have it all. Like, this is, tens are always about completion. This is bringing that like cycle to a close, and it's just going to open and make room, energetic space for all of this prosperity. This is that stability. This is that security. This is that happy home life. This is, finances being secured. This is money coming in. This is growth on so many levels. You can see they're surrounded by family. This is all the things that we really, I mean, it's all the things that we want. They've got their dogs there. I mean, come on, they got 2 dogs. Where do you want than that in life? I mean, this is what it's all about. And I think this is, at the end of the day, what we're all striving for. This is what we're really all looking for. So, we all need to make the decisions. If there are karmic people that need to go, karmic partners, and this doesn't have to just be relationships, guys. This can be friends, family, this can be a job, this can be so many things. This can be whatever is toxic and is no longer serving our highest purpose, greatest good, or better. It's time to trim the fat in that area and just let it go. And you're doing the right thing. You're walking away. You're making that choice for yourself. We have to make those really tough decisions sometimes in our lives where we have to love ourselves more. It doesn't matter how much we love somebody else. We need to make the conscious decision to love ourselves more at the end of the day. And when we do that, the universe provides for us. That's when we create that energetic space to be able to have all the things that we want and need in our lives. So, beautiful cards. I mean, super appropriate. So I'm sure we can all kind of relate to that in our own way, but I hope that resonated with you.
That was a beautiful reading. So I'll go ahead and pull mine next. So I think everyone has kind of seen Jem and I are, I always want to say Gemini, like just one word. But our cards like to play off each other, and they like to talk to you guys through both of us. So Jem goes ahead and pulls those cards that really are those kind of archetype type things that are going on in the lives. Oops. And then I'm going to pull some mind, body, and spirit cards. Sorry, a card just went flying. So let's go ahead and pull
I know, I've got
mind,
more
body,
flying
and
out
spirit
too.
cards. We got messages today, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone wants messages. So I'm going to go ahead and talk first about the mind. So let me pull that card. Oops. All right. So the first thing that's coming up is vibe check. And sorry, these are going to be backwards, but I'll kind of help you guys out. So vibe check. So when we're talking about our mind, and I saw in the comments, and this is exactly what it's talking about fear. So there's laws of energy, and we can get into the science of it because I love science so much, but really whatever energy you kind of put out there is what you get back. So when you drop a petal into a lake and you make a little wave, little waves come and little waves come back. When you drop a friggin' boulder in there, you get a big ass wave and big ass waves come back to you. So whatever you put out there is what's coming back to you. So if you're someone who is sitting in fear, that's the energy that you're putting out there. So you're going to get fear back to you. And the best example of this is when we were away together, we watched Halloween. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, no. Can you guys hear me okay? When we were watching in Myrtle Beach, we watched Halloween. Thanks. So when you watched a scary movie, normal things don't scare you, but after you watch a scary movie, you hear everything. You hear someone knocking on a window, you hear someone trying to break into the house, you hear everything because all of a sudden you're in this fear state. So if that's what you're doing in your energy, that's the energy that you're quietly pulling to you. It's kind of this anxious energy, this energy that's pushing a little bit and not making you comfortable and you're not happy. So really in your mind, you need to take just some time to vibe check. And what that means is just closing your eyes for a minute and just saying something. And this is from What About Bob, but I'm good, I'm great, I'm wonderful. Like, I'm alive, I'm standing here, I'm on the right side of the ground. I don't have any bad things happening to me. I'm good, I'm great, I'm wonderful. And when you can just change your mind just a little bit and just change your vibe a little bit, it opens up so much opportunity. Oh, bye, thanks for joining us. It opens up
Bye,
so much
Linz. Love you.
opportunity and so much space for better things to come. So the message, to really kind of help you get out of fear and to cut those people out of your life like you need to, is you need to change your vibe. Listen, you survived this long, you're not going to fuck it up now. I promise you, like, you're going to be okay. You're an adult at this point. You're going to be fine. If you cut your ties, you're going to be okay, no matter what. So just kind of refocus your mind to not be in the immediate and look at that bigger picture. So next thing is really what your body needs. So what is your body craving during this new moon? And to sleep on it. That's perfect because that's really what our bodies need. How many of you out there are exhausted? I think all of us are constantly exhausted. And when we're exhausted, our bodies are in a chemical unbalance. Our bodies constantly strive to be in a homeostasis. That's where our chemicals are at the right state and it doesn't have to use precious energy to do anything. And when we're constantly stressed and we're constantly in exactly survival mode, you're really burning the wrong chemicals and you're putting these things in your body that are super stressing you out. And rest is what you need to get health. Exactly. It's what you need to recover, to rejuvenate, to get your cells healthy so that you're in the right state of mind. Sleeping on it also gives you time to really think over your answers. Whenever there's something bad going on, sleep on it. If you need time, this is just a way of your body letting you know that, we're going in this crazy energy. We're pushing forward. You're knocking people out of your life. You're walking away from their crap. You're getting everything you want. But you need to kind of support your body a little bit and rest in the process because it needs to heal from all that. You don't let go of a relationship or gain a whole bunch of money by being the exact same person you are now. You have to change. And when you change, your cells need to reorganize and your chemistry needs to change. And you must sleep if you want to be healthy. And then the last one, and this is for your soul, and this one I think is just perfect, and that's just listen to your heart. And look, it's even number 44, guys. How perfect is that? We need to listen to our hearts. If you want what you really want, you have to listen to your heart. Numbers. And this is not just me reading cards and telling you guys. This is our life experience. Jem and I have been through the shit. We have been through, Lauren, I'll answer that in just a second. We have been through the shit. We have been through horrible, abusive relationships. Things that I don't think people should go through, we have gone through. And it's really hard to get out of those situations sometimes. It's really hard to see the light when you're just so miserable. But you really need to listen to your heart. That's when you really need to just let all that worry go, all that focusing on the now, and just listen what's in your heart. If I had listened into my heart, I wouldn't have been in a 10-year shitty relationship. It would only been 2. You know what I mean? Like, if we just listen to our heart and what we need, if the truth is there, our path is there for us, the love is there for us, our friends are there for us. When I close my eyes and I listen to my heart, I see Jem, I see all my beautiful friends, I see my dogs, I see things that make me happy. I don't see jackasses. I don't see problems. I listen to what's going on in my heart, and that's what our soul needs. Because it's hard to know when's the right time. To answer your question, it's really, really hard to know when the right time is. I always feel that you'll know it's right when, for the first time ever, you can look at the situation, not in anger, not in upset, not that he's a jackass or this person did anything wrong, but in a space where it has to end, and I'm truly going to miss certain things about this person. This person maybe was shitty to me, but there were moments and memories and parts of my life that we have together that mean something, and I'm going to miss those, and they are making me stronger. And I think when you can finally have that actual moment with yourself and you're not just angry about it all the time, that's when you know that you've got enough healing that you can really move on and not make the same mistakes. So when you're sitting and journaling, really think to yourself, where am I at emotionally? Am I calm when I think about this? Or am I still in the shit trying to figure it all out? And that can really kind of help you. And no matter what, you're not going to make the wrong decision. You'll be okay. I promise. One person does not control your life. Your money will be okay. Your life will be okay. Everything will be okay. The car will be okay. This person doesn't control you. So no matter what type of situation you are, if you're in work or in relationship or money or anything else that's going on, you guys got this. And I think these cards just work so well with yours that it's just about kind of checking your mind, making sure that you take some time to rest and listen to your inner wisdom. And you'll get the rewards. You'll get the 10 of Pentacles when you do these things because they support cutting the bullshit, letting people go, walking away from them, and reaping what you truly deserve. And it's so much better. It's so much better on the other side.
Absolutely. There's so much to look forward to. And I feel like in situations like that too, I don't know. I always feel like divine timing is at play. There's like
Mhm.
divine order of things that, sometimes like when we feel a little bit stuck, there's a reason for that stagnation. And it's because like we're really being forced to look within and to reevaluate certain things. Maybe we need a little bit more clarity that we need to provide ourselves with before we're really ready to move forward. We might know in our heart that it's time to move on, that we see the writing on the wall. We know that this is the choice that needs to be made. But sometimes we need to process it a little bit more before we
Mhm.
actually make that active decision to step forward. So, just like you said, with leading from your heart space, like I always think the way that I always try to like tune into my intuition and my inner knowing, excuse me, to just know if like certain thoughts and emotions are mine or if they belong to somebody else or whatever. When sometimes it's hard, we get so inundated with energy.
Mhm.
Sometimes after a while, especially when our heart really is invested in something like a relationship or somebody that we love, sometimes it can become really mixed and really muddled, and sometimes it's hard to know. And the way that I always try to tune into what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and knowing whether it's mine or whether it's something that I should feed into is just turning within, trying to still everything for a second, and actually trying to sense where you're feeling it from. Where are you hearing it? Are you hearing it up here? Are you hearing it like that whispering in your ear? Are you hearing it like that anxiety chatter where like your mind just can't shut off? Because if it's coming from there, then it's ego, then it's fear. That it's not, if it's coming from in here, if it's coming from your heart, if you feel it in your gut, if it's like gnawing at you a little bit and it's your intuition, it's your inner knowing, you're feeling it, and that like solar plexus kind of area, those are the areas that we want to tune into. So I'm going to challenge all of you guys, whatever it is that you're struggling with, if you're struggling with making decisions on certain things or knowing, not knowing how you feel about certain things, to really try to get in touch with yourself and, try to sense, where is this coming from? Does this belong to me or does it not belong to me? And if it's like coming from up here, then those are the things that we have to try to work on really emptying from our brains, because it's just idle chatter. It's just fear and guilt and manipulation and programming and things that have been shoved down our throats for years that we have just taken in, whether it's from, our parents or our families, or whether it was our friends growing up or our current friends, or, certain relationships. Maybe it was your bully in sixth grade, like who knows? There are certain traumas that just stick with us. And even when we think we've
Mhm.
healed them, a lot of the time there's more healing that needs to be done. So that's my biggest bit of advice, is really trying to tune into what part of your body it's actually coming from, and try to like work from the heart down and try to kind of like leave what's going on up here and try to work on really pushing that out and transmuting those energies.
And if you guys need more help with that, let us know because we've definitely worked on some techniques and some different things to kind of help us get through that because it's not always as easy as it sounds. So if you guys want to know more, let us know and we'll do like a different video. But I think that's great. There's such a good point. Just you have to, it's not up here, it's really down here. And it's really something that when you figure out how to do it, you'll know instantly and it will help you with all of your decisions. So it'll be really nice because you need to clear out that shit so that you know what you want so you can set your intentions. because the new moon is all about setting intentions. So this new moon, it's a completely blank slate, and the whole idea is that every cycle you get to tell them what you want, basically. And no, you can't say, "Hey, I want a Mercedes," and one shows up in your driveway. That would be really cool, and maybe you're that good of a manifester. But it's really more about things in life that you really want to manifest. So I kind of wrote up something cute, and I'll show you guys. But Jem, do you want to dive in a little bit more into intention setting before I go ahead and jump into this?
Absolutely. I mean, intention setting is something that we're sort of into rituals, guys. So, this is something that we tend to do with all of the moon cycles. It's
Hmm.
really important. Every new moon, I like to think about the things that I want to manifest and that I want to create. And at the full moon, I like to try to think about the things that I want to let go of. But again, there's a little bit of gray area here, guys, because, one hand washes the other. Again, you have to let go of certain things in order to create that energetic space. So I have a few different techniques. Sometimes I like to just make a list, and I really like to just kind of journal out, the things that I am looking to create in my life versus the things that I am looking to let go of in my life. Sometimes I will write them all down on a little piece of paper, and I might like burn them in the fire and like make an actual ritual out of it. There's different techniques. Sometimes it's just as simple as even like pulling certain cards. I will pull my own tarot cards and try to think about, what it is that I'm really looking to manifest in my life. And I actually did that like really quickly while Mary was talking about her cards. So, I mean, my first one was, and I'm sure it's for a lot of us guys, because this is always going to apply collectively as well, the Three of Pentacles, just working hard for my money, trying to really like cultivate that life of my dreams and figure out how I'm going to get there and doing it in a way that I can feel good about the work that I'm doing. I can feel good about the career that I am, striving toward. That way, it's going to actually be able to provide me with that financial security that I need in this 3D world. So that way, I'm able to balance, what I want to do versus what I need to do. And stepping into that Queen of Pentacles energy, like that's one thing that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find my voice more. For so many years, I was such a people pleaser. I just like always got stuck in this, as empaths, as sensitive people, like we want to make people happy. We want to be like the peacemaker. We are healers. So a lot of the time we're so busy focusing on trying to heal other people and making them happy that we have no well to draw from anymore. So that's one thing that I'm really working on. And also the Ace of Swords, which is just all about truth and authenticity and, not hiding certain parts of myself because I think they might make other people uncomfortable or because I think that other people won't like me. Who fucking cares? I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. Like, I'm just all about being who I really am. So for me, like, those are the things that I'm trying to manifest. And so that can be another really quick, easy way, because sometimes it's like, we have all of these things that we think about where we're like, oh, but I want to manifest this and that and the other thing. Like, we got to like narrow it down and prioritize too to like see like oh, thank you. I appreciate that. We got to really think about where our priorities are at too. So sometimes something like doing a quick card pull can really help us to figure those things out as well. Even for me too, just working with certain crystals that are manifestation crystals that can like help me with my intentions. So a lot of time if I write out my intentions, I'll put my like manifestation crystals around it. I'll make like a little manifestation crystal grid. So if you guys need tips on like any crystals that would be good for that, we can always help you guys out. But just some quick, easy ones. I mean, this is pyrite. I mean, this is just such a great manifestation stone. I mean, always about money, about luck, prosperity, abundance. So again, like my finances are definitely on my mind. So that's at the forefront for me, is just creating that like stable, solid foundation with this new moon. And a lot of green stones too are always going to go in that direction. They're also going to reflect on your heart chakra. So I have a gold stone here. This is a green gold stone, but
My
you'll find
favorite.
it in a whole bunch of different colors. Just a really good manifestation manifestation stone. It's really good to meditate with these stones too to figure out what you're looking to manifest. If you feel a little bit lost, if you feel a little bit cloudy and you're looking for clarity, it's such a great stone. It's one of my favorites too. I like work with it all the time. That can really help too. So, if you guys need meditation techniques, we can help you with that. But breath work and meditation is so important. If you are one of those people who really struggles with it, then exercise can be a great way to replace it, or a combination of the two. But for me, meditation and meditation with crystals is huge. So I love making crystal grids. I make them for all different kinds of things. But at the new moon, I really like to make manifestation crystal grids, and I feel this really helps. This is another one I'm like obsessed with, is my green obsidian. Really good for protection, really good for opening up the heart chakra, for ushering in abundance, good for so many things, really good for letting go, and really good for just having that little bit of a kick of confidence that you are going to be able to manifest all of those things. One of the big things, guys, that I've been trying to retrain my brain to do, that is a manifestation technique as well too, is just coming from the mindset that you've already achieved it. You've already got it. It's not that it's on its way. It's not that it's going to be delivered. It's not that you're working toward it. It's thank you. Thank you for these blessings that have been bestowed on me. Like, thank you for the money that has recently come in. If we can kind of retrain our brains and sort of trick ourselves into thinking that we've already got it, it's going to be that much easier to achieve it. And we're going to be able to achieve it that much more quickly. So that's another way that we can kind of like trick our brains a little bit, instead of being in that lack mentality where we're like, oh my God, but I need money, or I need to move, or I need to break up with my boyfriend, or whatever it is that we start like obsessing over because we feel like we should have done it yesterday. It's okay. Like patience, and which is easier said than done sometimes. But those are all ways that if we can kind of just like come from that place of gratitude, come from that place of, oh, okay, like we already got it. Yeah, exactly. Say it about the lottery all the time, like if you think of yourself as a millionaire, then you are a millionaire, you'll attract that money and it'll find its way to you. But that's another really good technique that I like to use as well for manifestation. And just my last stone that I have too, this is just, and I'm going to butcher this because even though I know a lot about crystals, I don't always know a whole lot about how to fucking pronounce them. So this is prayanite, but it is epidote, I don't know, epidote, guys, but it is that in prayanite, which is a really, really nice combination. So you've got this like gentle kind of like sage green, and you've got these like darker little flecks of green in it. Again, really, really strong for heart chakra activation. So if you're processing a lot of healing, and you need a stone to kind of help you along with that, this is a really, really great one. But also just great for manifesting abundance, and for helping us to heal, and for just really kind of putting the focus back onto us, and kind of understanding where we need to stop expelling our energy and running ourselves thin.
I love those. I love all those crystals. Those are cute.
Yeah, some of my faves. So they're going to be on my altar later. I got to like rework everything and like get myself set up. So those are going to be some that I put into my own personal manifestation crystal grid. So I hope that that's helpful. But if you guys need suggestions on crystals or have any questions or anything, fire away.
Yeah, man, let us know. We love crystals. I want to jump into how I set intentions sometimes because I feel like, I don't know, there's this really funny episode of The Office where Michael's declaring bankruptcy and he just walks in and he goes bankruptcy, and he just screams it at the top of his lungs, and he thought that's what like declaring it was. And I feel like setting intentions sometimes is like that. Like, I want a new Mac computer, and then just like waiting for it to happen. And while there's some truth to that, there's a process a little bit to really kind of help you pull that energy in. Because again, what you put out is what you get in. So you really need to, give your energy a GPS. When you sit down in the car and just say like, take me to McDonald's, it doesn't know which one you want. It doesn't know where you're going. It doesn't know. But when you say like, take me to the McDonald's on the corner of, in Times Square, it can get you there correctly. So we need to set our intentions. I don't know why I'm talking about McDonald's. I guess I'm hungry tonight. But we need to set our intentions to kind of help tell the energy what we want. So what I do on a lot of new moons is I don't even make it this complicated. You can make it fancy, and sometimes I go crazy. But usually what I just do is I just take like a piece of paper. Now this is just like an index card that I just ripped up. So I just took half of it, and I do use like a cute pen because I think it's worth it. I just have one of like these calligraphy pens, and I think it's kind of cute to do something special. But what I write on it is it just says, under the light of the new moon, I ask, and because. So under the light of the new moon, I ask to help me find the correct timing to leave my relationship because I'm strong enough and I'm healthy enough to seek something better. Under the light of the new moon, I ask that, I feel abundance in all areas of my life because I don't want to live in a state of lack. And I think really kind of connecting the because is what empowers what empowers your intention. Under the light of the moon, I ask to find someone who will show me the better half of myself in a relationship because I am good enough to seek someone as good as I'm looking for. Whatever it is, it's such a simple way to set an intention. And then you can just take this and you can just put it down and you can I'll put this little citrine, you can just put it on top of a crystal and just leave it like on your altar and just put it up there and just leave it for until the new next moon. The other thing you can do, I have this cute little box and I have a few little boxes, but I just kind of write a whole bunch of stuff and throw it in here. And I just have kind of all my old ones just sitting in here. And this box just kind of holds my intention for me. Sometimes over there I have a crystal grid. Sometimes I'll put it in the center of the crystal grid. You can burn it. I do that a lot too. It doesn't have to be overly complicated, but you need to declare what you want. You have to tell the universe. It doesn't know what you want. It can't read your mind. It doesn't know what you deserve. You have to tell it what you want and focus on that. Intentionally or unintentionally, by putting it under crystal or looking at it every day. But just setting that intention under this new moon will help you guys out so much. So take a little bit of time, just write, and I can put this in a post so you guys can see it, but just under the light of the new moon, I ask because. It's a very simple sentence, and this is calling in what you're actually looking for into your energy and setting some absolutely beautiful intentions. So I hope you guys can really use this. Mine is under the light of this moon. I'm asking to find peace and balance in my life because I'm a stressed out bitch and I need to calm down. That's what I'm manifesting. That's what I'm writing on my card. And that's what I'm putting on my altar this year. So go ahead and if you guys feel comfortable, put it in the comments, but just focus about what your intention is. Write it down so that your energy is being held for you. And then either put it in a box, put it under a crystal, or, burn it, whatever makes sense to you. And then just know that it's taken care of. Don't worry about this. Like you said, Jem, just know that it's already coming. Know that it's already taken care of. You're handing off to the angels, to the fairies, to God, whoever you speak to handle it. You're not in charge of this anymore because your intention is clear and it's someone else's job now. So doing that will really help you guys and really help you create some amazing magic in your lives and bring in some things that you really want to this new moon.
Absolutely, guys. This is a time to really get to the core of what we really want. I think sometimes, unfortunately, we don't manifest certain things because we're a little bit unclear of what we want. Like we might think that we know deep down, but we have these other conflicting thoughts and feelings that sometimes pushes them away from us without us even realizing it. Sometimes it can just be our own blockages that we have. Sometimes we don't feel like we have the self-worth that we deserve to have constant money coming in, or that we deserve to have somebody who really loves us the way that we deserve. Sometimes it's about getting to the core of those things that are keeping us from the things that we want to manifest as well too. So that's another thing to reflect on as well. And another way that I like to set intentions too is very similar to you, Mary, but sometimes I like to sleep with them under my pillow. Sometimes I like to sleep with them with the crystal under my pillow, or sometimes even like the tarot cards that I pulled, that like I am trying to embody this Queen of Pentacles and I am trying to, create this new beginning here with this Ace of Swords and really speaking my truth. I like to sleep with those under my pillow too. So sometimes I'll put them up on my altar. Sometimes I'll sleep with them under my pillow. Whatever you guys feel called to do, and pay attention to your dream state too, because especially with this new moon, this is going to be a time for kind of getting in touch with that inner knowing, that inner wisdom, our intuition. So some of those messages, there's going to be a lot of healing during dream state, and Archangel Michael in particular really likes to heal us while we're sleeping because we're more receptive to it while we're sleeping. So, I just have like this little notebook here that I always have next to my bed with a pen. So that way, when I wake up in the middle of the night, I could just, half asleep, just jot down. And sometimes it is just dribble. It is just garbage. And I can't
Right.
even decipher it because I am half in the bag as far as my sleep state goes. And I just like can't even focus. But it's just so true. If you don't write it down in the moment, you're not going to remember it. And sometimes, there can be some really important messages for healing that come up. So that's another great way to kind of like figure out what it is that we really need to work on manifesting. If you're not sure what you want to manifest, just try to tune into yourself and pay attention, and the answers will come to you. You just have to listen. Aw.
Totally. Nice. So I love that everyone's in the comments is talking about their dream journals. It's such a great way to kind of, really just put it down there. Lauren, you're talking about a very interesting dream with blood on the floor. And to like, when you go into your journal and you write that down, it usually scares people.
Huh,
Nice. So
interesting.
you have these things, and I think a lot of times that it can scare people, but when you can write it down and then you can go and look it up. And I have some books, I can always kind of share stuff with you guys, but I have some like really interesting books that always talk about it. The deer is masculine energy. The deer is the stag. So if you're seeing a dead fucking deer, then that means that dude needs to go. Done. If you're seeing
Bye-bye.
blood on the floor, blood is kind of a lot of times you'll hear of it as a union, like a blood cup. So two of you had a union, a bond of some sort, and that's what's on the floor, and you see a dead deer. There's some bad masculine energy that's just kind of working its way out, going. So when you can dive into a little bit more dream journals, we can really give you some great information and insight, but don't be scared of your dreams because sometimes the images can be shocking. The spirits up there don't know how to speak English. I'm sorry. They're not part of this world. They don't understand our jargon. They don't know how to speak to us the right way. So they'll put images and give us images, and they kind of miss the mark. They're kind of like a German guy talking to you. You're like, I don't know what the disco is, sir. Like they miss the mark a little bit. So use those images and kind of decipher them in not a harsh way. And that's really where your information is.
Absolutely. And anything death related, is always pointing to transformation. It's always pointing
Right.
to, the closing out of one cycle. So that way we're able to step into that beautiful new beginning. So, I think that's just sort of like your guides just confirming for you that you're on the right path, and that there's going to be this major metamorphosis, this transformation that's going to happen as a result. So this is like this shift in the energies right now is how I like to see that. But that's a very vivid dream, but that's good. I mean, that means that they're trying to get your attention. They're trying to get your attention. So, and if that's how they come through for you, is that you're a vivid dreamer, then it's really good that you're always writing it down. I mean, sometimes we have dreams and we're like, what purpose did that serve? But that's one of those
Right.
dreams there that is like so obviously like a very clear message that's coming through.
So much going on in this moon. I feel like so many people are really like getting the answers to their questions. They're really, even in my own life, my partner is working on like kind of a side project and has been waiting so long to like launch it. And it just feels like the right energy now. There's just so many things moving forward. There's so many things that are just working out perfectly. A lot of us are going to be getting answers. So set those intentions. And sometimes, the new moon comes and I don't know what I want. I don't have an intention, but I don't want to miss the moon. So I always just say, I'm setting the intention that all the gifts in the universe are coming to me because I know that I truly work hard and deserve them, and no harm will come to me. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Just whatever awesomeness people want to bestow upon me, that's what I'm calling in this moon. So feel free to do that. Just there's so much going on. This, new moon, being in April, being with the numbers, being in Aries, all of these things are super excited. And I can't wait to see what you guys pull into your lives because it needs to be kick ass. Like people are having big things happening.
Big things happening, and especially between now and the full moon, like we're
Yeah.
going to be coming out of that Mercury retrograde shadow fairly soon, like by the end of next week. Retrograde ended on the 28th, so it's usually about a 2-week period after that retrograde ends, that then we're kind of like the fog is slowly lifting, but there's that little veil of uncertainty there. So just hang in there, guys. Again, this is a time for introspection. This is that like little bit of pause and reflection time before everything starts moving really, really, really quickly. So just know that, in the coming weeks, for the rest of April moving forward, you're going to be finding the clarity that you've been looking for on these situations in your life. So, and just get
And
ready. Just hold on tight because once it happens, it is going to happen fast. It is that like fiery warrior kind of energy that is just going to be
mhm.
quick moving. So use this like little bit of a lull to really just kind of reflect on what it is that you really want. So that way you can kind of prepare during this time. So that way you're really, really ready once the shift is here and we're moving forward.
Definitely. And lean on music, man. Listen to some music that gets you pumped up, that gets you in the right mood. For me, I just like definitely feel like the music is kind of empowered woman. So Beyonce, Shakira, Pink, like kick-ass songs. I think that's really where like that energy, that music is really going to help you guys kind of get in the right mindset to kick some ass and just, empower yourself. Because I think any type of music that's going to help you feel empowered is going to be really good music for this time as you're kind of waiting, like you said, to get to the next level. You need that empowerment, you need that excitement, you need that power behind you in this Aries energy. So any music that just makes you feel like a badass is going to be the perfect music for this new moon. So crank it up, set some intentions, know that you're going to be okay, know that everything's working in your favor, and that this is really building a huge foundation for just some unbelievable stuff to come.
Absolutely. And pay attention to the signs too, guys. Like music
Hmm.
can be such a powerful way that spirit is able to communicate with you. Sometimes one of the tests that I like to do if I'm like really struggling with what direction to go on something, is I will just kind of say out loud, like, Spirit, please like provide me with the messages that I need to hear today. And then I'll put my music on shuffle, or I'll just like put on a random Pandora station and I'll see what comes on. And 9 times out of 10, the universe delivers. And whatever it is that I sort of needed clarity on, it comes through in the lyrics or it triggers a memory of mine. Music is so much of our memories, guys. It's one of the most powerful ways to trigger certain
Hmm.
emotional responses. So whether it's related to the lyrics and it's a message being delivered to you in that way, or whether it's a memory of something that it maybe needs to come up for healing, that can be a really powerful way. So pay attention to the signs, pay attention to synchronicities, spirit animals, number sequences, song lyrics, all those kinds of things are really powerful ways. Again, spirit has to kind of get creative with the ways that they communicate with you. But the signs are there, more often than not, we're just too busy to pay attention to them. So, or
Hmm.
we doubt ourselves and we're like, oh, was that a
Doubt.
sign? I don't know if it was a sign, like if it resonates with you and if it like hits you in the feels and it makes you feel a certain way, like that's how like that was a message that was intended for you. So just thank the
If you're
universe.
asking, is it a message? It is.
Exactly, absolutely. But that's one thing that I like to do is just fire away and just straight up ask and then put on some music and just see what happens.
Yeah, man. So I think we're wrapping up. So if you guys have any other questions or anything that you want to know in the full moon, go ahead and put it in the comments now because we're going to be wrapping up the call in just a little bit. So anything that you need to know or want to say, go ahead and share that with us. I'm just really excited everyone was here tonight. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it and for being a part of the Mystic Mages community. We love all of you here on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. We love you all and we appreciate you guys so much. Um, And thank you guys. I know we took a little bit of a time off. I just had some stuff going on. So now that we're kind of back into it, expect a lot more from us, guys. So let us know your questions. Let us know anything that you have going on, what type of videos that you guys want. Let us know, and we'll be happy to answer any questions from you guys. And we just love hanging out with you.
Absolutely. So we'll go through the comments when we get off the video here. So anything that needs a response, we will get back to you guys. So just bear with us, guys. We have to do this. Well, at least I have to do this on my phone in order for us to be able to split the screen. So it's a little bit of a
Mhm.
struggle for me to read some of the comments. So if I didn't acknowledge you or didn't answer your question, I promise I'm not ignoring you. I just literally cannot see all of them. So if anything requires a response, we'll certainly get back to you guys. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for spending spending your night with us. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that this was helpful and that what we had to say resonated with you. If you guys want to join in with us, we do our weekly Tarot Tuesday segment. It's every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just come back for more fun. We're going to have lots more in store for you guys. So stay tuned, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Love you guys. Have a great night. Happy new moon.